want to go back. He wants to go back. I want to go back to the farm. Go back far away from home, with a milk pail on my arm. I miss the rooster, the one that used to wake me up at 4 a.m. down on the farm.
I'm Scott Bain. They call me the old farmer. When I review a product, I try to be fair but honest. I try not to overload folks with all the nitpicky details, but give enough information so that you can decide if something is appropriate for you, or at least worth taking a look. The Harbor Freight hammer drill is up for review this time. The batteries on my 18-volt DeWalt drill are dying, and the question that came to mind is, am I going to pay over $150 for something that costs Stanley Black & Decker $5 or $10 a battery? The answer is no. I looked to see what Harbor Freight had, and since I'm in the Bauer battery line, I looked at the Bauer hammer drill for $50. The Bauer hammer drill has the power to do those things that you wish a hammer drill to do. I slapped a 3 amp-hour battery on the hammer drill and pulled the trigger to test it out in both forward and reverse modes. Instantly, it smelled like insulation was burning. I know sometimes a bit of loose insulation could be left inside during manufacturing. I pulled the trigger a couple of times more and the smell started to diminish. I started screwing wood together, and within a minute or two the smell was gone. It does have enough power to do the things you want it to do. My first thought is not recommending this hammer drill. The first reason is there's an electrical issue with either the wrong setting on the thermal overload switch or the drill has a bad design. What I mean is when the battery is at about 75% power, the drill starts acting up and stops in the middle of an operation. It takes flipping the forward and reverse switch several times to get the drill operating again for about 30 seconds. Then it's again fighting to get the drill to work again. Let me explain what I think is happening. A battery system has volts and amps. As you use the battery, the voltage drops, which forces the amps to go higher to keep the wattage. That is the power that the tool needs to operate at the same level. When the amps get too high, the thermal overload switch kicks in and shuts the drill down so as to protect it. Think of it as you would a teeter-totter. To keep to the same wattage, the voltage goes down, the amps have to go up to compensate. The actual formula is volts times watts equals power. The drill needs X amount of power to work. If it falls below the minimum wattage, the battery needs to be recharged. So while I'm standing on my head trying to get this project finished, the drill is arguing with me. The second issue is the chuck. No matter how tight you tighten the chuck, at its own accord it will spit the bit and send it flying across the room. If it was a drill bit, it would stay in the wood. If it's a screwdriver bit, it goes sailing across the room. To me, this is very dangerous because the force that the drill throws the object means it can impale you. If you look at some of the reviews, others have had this problem. Since it's within the 90-day warranty period, the drill went back. So I switched to my impact driver to drive the screws. That is the Bauer impact driver. I've had the Bauer impact driver for about a year without any problems, except it started to stop running when the battery was at about 75%. I had to argue with the impact driver with forward and reversing the driver until it started working again. If these issues are not addressed, this could seriously damage the reputation of the Bauer line. One last important detail where Harbor Freight gets an F is Mrs. Old Farmer, Marty, and I were heading out of town, but we would be going past a Harbor Freight store, not the usual store. Remember, it was within the 90-day period that we had purchased this hammer drill. I walked off without the sales slip, but it should not have mattered being an inside track member. I told them the problem at the store and they refused to refund me without the sales slip. Being an inside track member, all they had to do was look at the account. The sale went through our membership. Besides, we had ordered it online and had it shipped to us. The next day, we drove the 25 miles to the Harbor Freight we usually shop at. Marty had downloaded the tracking slip. I talked with the supervisor. She recognized me. I explained that I could understand that if it was a cash sale, a sales slip should be required, but not if HF already had all the documentation. She said HF wasn't set up for this. Next time a problem occurs, I will expect this documentation default within your system to be fixed, HF. I must insist upon it very strongly. Sometimes a business needs a virtual kick in the pants to get them back on an even keel. Consider yourself kicked. I explained the problem to the supervisor about the hammer drill. I was going to get a refund, but her husband has had no problem with his Bauer hammer drill. I did an exchange. This hammer drill so far has given me no problems. My policy is that if it comes from Harbor Freight and it has bearings, get the warranty package and try the tool out within 30 days so that you have plenty of time to get a problematic tool back to the store or shipped back. If you're thinking of getting this hammer drill, again, I emphasize, get the warranty. I would like to give Mr. Schmidt a piece of advice. Please practice better quality control of products with your name on it. You are trying to improve Harbor Freight quality, but currently you're making your customers be your quality control. This is not good. This is the third time I've had to deal with a return. This must be an exception, not an uncommon situation. I do like your tools, but if I'm going to be your quality control, I will be paid for it, not burdened by it. I can usually tell how much a tool costs to be manufactured. I think you're running a fair point spread, whereas many of the other tool companies are gouging the customers, such as DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Festool. This is why I like Tecton tools too, high-quality tools at a reasonable price. As for the Bauer hammer drill, if you buy one, understand the drill has a quality control issue. If you get a good one, it's a good one. Otherwise, you'll be dealing with problems. Overall, Harbor Freight has been improving the quality of their merchandise. I seldom have a problem with any of the tools, but let's be honest, there is a bit more that needs to be done. Well, this is the old farmer, Scott Bain. Be well.